The girl had just come out of the shower and caught Thomas red-handed in bed. At this moment, Alan was still clinging tightly to Thomas, while Thomas tried to explain himself. But in this situation, there was no way Betty was going to believe him. By noon, Thomas and the others had gone out for breakfast. While they were eating, Mary and her maid approached them, asking if they could share a table with Thomas. Everyone knows the saying, golden retrievers are always prideful, but her maid betrayed her by blurting out that Mary actually wanted to have breakfast with Thomas. Since they were already here, Thomas didn't mind and let them sit together. As they ate, Mary asked if they had gathered all the members needed to participate in the elf sword tournament. At this point, Betty's team only had 2 members, including herself. Mary was also still looking for teammates for her own team. Whenever these two meet, they can't help but bicker. The maid whispered to Thomas that Mary had rejected several invitations from others to join their teams, because her standards for team members' abilities were too high. Mary's pride was just as strong as her standards. Judging by the way she acted, it seemed like Mary wanted to join Betty's team instead. If Mary joined, their team's strength would increase significantly. After some persuasion from Thomas, Betty decided to invite Mary to join her team. But Mary smirked and asked in return, "Are you sure it's not you who wants to join my team?" Of course, Sundara's personality isn't so easily changed. Then, the leader of the Knight's Order arrived at their table and told the two of them to keep their voices down. The blue-haired one simply ignored him. Betty walked over to Thomas, trying to invite him to join her team. Some classmates were gossiping nearby, saying that Thomas was so good at flirting with girls. Betty was adamant about not letting Thomas join the blue-haired one's team, insisting she didn't want him to be left alone. Thomas, however, chose to remain in Betty's team to support her. He even patted Betty on the head, saying, "I'm this one's contracted member, and I have no intention of switching teams." His tone made the situation feel incredibly ambiguous.